Welcome to the Clarendon Site Safety Induction program. Should you be completing the induction via our HSE website, please ensure that you click on the Add New Worker tab when this induction video is completed. You will then be asked for such details as your name and address, OHS card number and contact details. Upon completion of the electronic induction form, you will be issued with an induction number for your records. If the induction is being completed at one of our construction sites, our HSE officer will assist you and also discuss site-specific safety issues. Now here are Clarendon's site safety rules. Any person entering a Clarendon site must have a valid OHS construction induction card, otherwise known as a white card. You will be required to conduct a site-specific risk assessment before starting work on a Clarendon site. A copy of the contractor's site-specific risk assessment form can be found on the Clarendon HSE website. Why not download a copy while you're completing the induction process? Sites should be entered via the designated entry gate. If you require additional entry points, please contact the site manager. Never enter a site by opening fence panels and forcing entry. All contractors must wear the correct PPE as specified in your safe work methods. Safety boots must be worn on all Clarendon sites. Operators of power tools must be trained in their application and safe use, which includes appropriate PPE such as eye and hearing protection. Remember, if you are an employer, otherwise known as a PCPU, then you are responsible for providing, maintaining and ensuring that PPE is readily available to your workers. Ensure that your tools and equipment are in good working order with appropriate safety guards in place. Ensure that all electrical tools, equipment and leads are inspected, tested and tagged in accordance with the Australian standard. RCD units must be used on all electrical supplies. A test and tag register must be available for inspection. No piggyback leads or double adapters are allowed on any Clarendon site. Electrical leads must be supported clear of the floor or ground wherever possible. Trades are not permitted to use power from a neighbouring site or from nearby residents, regardless of having been given permission by the owners. All work areas must be kept clean and tidy. Work areas must be cleaned up at the end of the working day and all waste must be placed in the designated waste enclosure. All hazardous substances or dangerous goods brought onto a Clarendon site shall be accompanied by the relevant MSDS and removed from site at the end of each day. All work areas must be left in a manner that will pose no risk to any persons entering the site. All accidents and incidents, including near misses, shall be reported to the Clarendon site manager or HSE manager as soon as possible. All contractors are required to carry an appropriate size first aid kit, normally a Type B kit. In the event of an emergency on site, you must stop all work. Recover or protect an injured person only if it is safe to do so. You must alert all other contractors in the area. You may need to contact emergency services and or the site manager immediately. Refer to the site safety sign. You should proceed to the emergency evacuation point located at the front gate on all housing sites. If the site manager is not available, contact the emergency contact number displayed on the danger sign located at the front fence. In the event of a serious incident, a 4-metre scene of non-disturbance must be established. All fuel used on site shall be stored in approved containers and in well-ventilated areas. Suitable fire extinguishers shall be nearby or preferably attached to the equipment subject to fire risk, such as oxyacetylene, LPG plant or fuel-powered equipment. Where applicable, operators of plant and machinery must be either licensed or deemed competent. All plant and equipment shall be fitted with an approved rollover cage, have the relevant warning signs and be fitted with reversing beepers and flashing warning lights. No excavations are allowed to remain open overnight without fencing, covering or barricading and relevant warning signs in place. Safe access shall be provided in all excavations and comply with the relevant statutory requirements. All trenches and excavations 1.5 metres or more in depth shall be adequately protected against collapse by appropriate shoring and or benching. No openings that pose any kind of trip or fall hazard shall be left unprotected. When working at heights, defined as working above 2 metres, appropriate fall protection must be in place and in the form of fall perimeter rail, stair void protection, scaffolding, fixed or portable, and remember, always check for the SCAF tag before accessing the scaffold. Safety harnesses not allowed on Clarendon sites. Tampering or altering safety systems is prohibited and is a breach notice offence. All working platforms, suspended or otherwise, shall conform to statutory regulations and requirements. Any trestle-type platforms shall be mounted on sole boards, not on bricks or construction material, and must be double braced and fully planked out. No domestic ladders are permitted on Clarendon sites. All ladders should be rated industrial to 120 kilos and must be inspected for damage before use. All extension ladders must be tied off or secured and set up at a slope of approximately 4 in 1 and extend 1 metre past the access point. Remember, when using a ladder, maintain 3 points of contact with the ladder at all times. Do not overstretch or reach. Unauthorised visitors are a danger to themselves, the contractors and the workflow. If encountered on site, politely ask them to leave, pointing out the safety risks and the requirement to be in the company of a Clarendon site manager. If they refuse, point out that you are under instructions to stop work and contact the site manager. Do not get into any kind of argument with them. Remember, they may be the homeowner and must be treated with due respect. If for any reason you will be performing any high-risk construction activities alone, such as working above 2 metres, using mobile plant or machinery, working on or near energised electrical installations or gas mains, you must let someone know of your whereabouts, including your proposed start and finish time. In the first instance, this would be your employer or manager. If you are self-employed, this could be a family member. Where this is not possible, you must contact the applicable Clarendon site manager before starting work. Remember, your site-specific risk assessment should highlight who you contacted. Before leaving site, clean up any rubbish or waste you may have generated during the day. All site fencing must be secured and locked at the end of the day. Fencing panels and brackets must be secured and reinstated. If fencing cannot be closed or locked, you must contact the site manager before leaving the site. Failure to do so may incur rectification costs. Anyone affected by alcohol and/or drugs are not permitted on Clarendon sites. Bullying or violence will not be tolerated. No animals or pets are allowed onto any Clarendon construction site. Congratulations, you are now authorised to work on a Clarendon construction site, and I thank you for taking part in our induction and registration process. Please note that a formal HSE site management plan can be found in the meter box on every home under construction. Please take the time to read this document and contact the site manager should you ever have any questions or queries or concerns on site safety.